This is immigration attorney Parviz Malakouti, and in this video I'm going to talk about a subject that I've been getting a lot of questions about, and I'm actually very excited I've been getting a lot of questions about because it's a very, very important point, and one that I feel is kind of like a hidden secret in the immigration community, and that is, what is the relationship between volunteer work, community service, and a waiver of inadmissibility, I-601A provisional waiver. So did you know that if you are applying for an I-601A provisional waiver, if you've done community service, if you've done volunteer work, that can and in fact will strengthen your application? Well, it does. And so let me explain now. So first of all, what are we talking about? We're talking about an I-601A waiver of inadmissibility. That's a provisional waiver. That's for people who have unlawful presence that need to then go abroad to do consular processing, which of course is getting a green card application from abroad. And they need this waiver to avoid having the 3 or 10-year bar when they come back into the United States. Okay. Now, there's two components to an I-601A provisional waiver. I feel like a lot of people, most immigrants who've heard about the I-601A waiver know about the first requirement, but they don't know about the second requirement. The first requirement is that you have to have a qualifying relative. A qualifying relative under I-601A waiver, provisional waiver, is a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse or parent, okay? Not children. So if you are a DACA recipient and you have a child that is a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident, they are not a qualifying relative for an I-601A waiver. So for this, you have to have for an I-601A waiver, you have to have a qualifying relative, which is a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident, spouse, or parent. Next, you have to show that this qualifying relative would suffer extreme hardship if you were to be removed from the country. Now, meeting the extreme hardship requirement it's a whole lengthy analysis. There are a lot of factors that go into that. But that's not the end of the analysis. The second part is that once you're deemed to have a qualifying relative, you have to show that you, the beneficiary, which of course would be the DACA recipient here, merit the discretion of the Attorney General, that you merit the discretion of the Attorney General. So what does that mean? That means, in effect, that you're a good person, that you deserve the benefit, that you deserve to have the waiver granted so that you can come back into the United States, okay? This is the part that many, many people in the immigrant community don't know about. And so I'm gonna actually read a few of the factors that are on the USCIS website for determining whether somebody merits a discretion for the purpose of an I-601 waiver. So one of them is respect for law and order, respect for law and order. The second is good moral character. Third is reformation of character and rehabilitation. So why are they talking about rehabilitation? What they mean basically is that if you have a factor that goes against you, let's say, for example, that you've been convicted of DUI, driving under the influence, they want to know that you have reformed your character and been rehabilitated. So how would you prove that? For example, you would prove that by showing that you go to AA meetings, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, that you've recovered, that, let's say, for example, you've helped other recovering addicts with their recovery. That would all be evidence of reformation of character and rehabilitation. And finally, the last one I want to talk about, which is 100% in our hands, something that we can affect, is community service beyond any imposed by the courts. So what does this mean? This means that USCIS, when they're evaluating your I-601 waiver, and if they're evaluating that second part of the equation, which is whether you merit the discretion of the Attorney General, they're going to look at whether you're doing good in the community. Are you volunteering at a hospital twice a month? Are you volunteering at the pound, helping stray dogs? Are you somebody who does good in your community? Are you somebody that leads a church group, okay, for example, and so on and so on? There's no exact specified terms of what community service means, but it's basically doing good in the community. So if you're somebody who has a record of doing good in the community, maybe you have a letter of support from the church or the hospital or whatever, or maybe you have certificates that show the hours that you volunteered, you better believe that in that I-601A application, you're gonna be in a way, way, way better position than somebody who hasn't done good in the community, who's somebody who just, I don't know, sits at home and is playing video games or, going out to the bars or the clubs and, not doing anything else. Not that there's anything wrong with going to the bars or clubs or playing video games, but they want to know that you're doing something to improve the community as well. So that's it. I'm going to be putting out a lot of material on the I-601A and specifically what people can do now to increase their chances of qualifying for an I-601A. If you like this video and you're a dreamer, subscribe to Dreamer TV, this channel. I'm going to be having a lot of videos coming out. If you're a dreamer and you like discussing these issues, if you want to be in a community where we talk about these issues, join my Facebook group. It's called DACA Dreamers Moving Forward. That's it. Good luck.